What's up, family? What's up, family? Welcome to my first ever YouTube channel podcast. This podcast is called Paid on Purpose. So right now you tuned in to the Paid on Purpose podcast, where we're going to be talking about everything purpose. We're going to be talking about everything getting paid. Yeah. I want you to understand through this podcast that you can get paid through your purpose. I want you to understand that you actually do have a purpose. See, I believe that a lot of people go throughout the world, they go throughout life, really not understanding their purpose. And purpose now has become some type of cliche. It's become some type of, romantic comedy, like cliche ending where this guy meets this girl and they both find their purpose, but truth of the matter is, like, purpose is so much more deeper and deeper and deeper than some type of made up TV show, romantic comedy. Like, purpose is all about, literally, by definition, the reason something exists. So we know the purpose behind Apple. Purpose behind Apple is so that, we can connect with each other, we can talk to each other, we can text, we can FaceTime, like, you can even pay somebody through Apple Pay. Apple has a lot of different purposes. I believe the number one overall purpose for Apple is just for mankind to connect, right? We know the purpose behind Netflix. The purpose behind Netflix is more than Netflix and chill. But the purpose behind Netflix is so that we can have some type of wind down time, after a long week, after a long day. It has a purpose and it plays a part in each and every one of our lives. You listening to me right now, you got a Netflix subscription right now. But if you don't got a Netflix subscription, you own one of your friends, you own one of your family members' account right now. Netflix is serving a purpose in your life as we speak. You may be even watching something right now while you're listening to this. And so everything has a purpose, right? Pencils have purpose. Pens have purpose. Everything has a purpose. YouTube has a purpose. And so we go throughout life not understanding our purpose. As men, as women, we go throughout life every day not understanding our purpose. Well, that's what I'm here for. My name is Breshawn Wilkerson. Let me formally introduce myself. Nice to meet you. I'm so glad you're here. Nice to meet you. I'm from the west side of Chicago, Illinois. Come on. That means I do not know Chief Keef. All right? Disclaimer. I do not know Chief Keef. Okay? I do not know Lil Durk. I don't know Schmirkio at all. I'm from the west side. All right? These are guys that are from the south side. For comparison, I don't know nothing about 64th and 3rd. I'm like King Von. I don't know nothing about, what do you say? I'm not from 64th, whatever he said. I'm not from over there either. I'm from the west side of Chicago, which means I do not know Chief Keef, I do not know Little Durk, and I do not know King Von. I say that because when I was back in school, I went to Davenport University. It was a Division II school. I played football there, and all the people would ask me, dang, you from Chicago? Do you know Chief Keef? And so I'm just believing like it's going to be people all around the world watching this. That's just my faith talking. And so, no, I do not know Chief Keef. I'm from the west side of Chicago. Uncle Remus. Yeah. I don't know nothing about that Harold's. Uncle Remus, where the sauce is good. You know what I'm saying? Where the chicken is fried hard. You feel me? Uncle Remus. Yeah. Coleman's. You know what I'm talking about? Coleman's chicken. The Mount sauce is fire. I'm talking about real good chicken. We don't know nothing about this other stuff y'all got going on. But I'm from the west side, the best side. All right? That's a little bit about me. A couple of more fun facts you probably want to know about me. I used to play a lot of different sports, not just football, but I used to play basketball as well. A lot of people know me from that area. I graduated from high school at Oak Park River Forest High School. It's a school in Oak Park, Illinois. Shout out to OP. Shout out to OPRF. If you listening to me and you from OPRF, you may go to OPRF right now. I graduated in 2016. Shout out to you, shout out to me, and then shout out to you again. OPRF. But other than that, outside of going to OPRF, I used to kind of bounce back in between the west side of Chicago, and OPRF is actually a west suburb. And so a lot of people, you know, be talking about like how I talk kind of proper, and it's because I grew up in both areas. Like, you know, I'm ghetto, but I ain't ghetto at the same time. You know, I grew up in the west suburbs and the ghetto. So I feel like I got a nice little blend, and it just helps me out a lot of times because I know how to code switch, you feel me? Sometimes when you're in a business meeting, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You got to know how to talk the language. But when you're with the guys outside, you got to know how to talk the language. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to hear me code switching a lot all the time. But Phil, I'm going to be myself. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm going to be myself. I hope that you be yourself at all times. The most important thing you can do is simply be yourself. And so that's why we're going to be talking about purpose a lot. Before we get into money and before we get into wealth and before we get into all of that fun stuff, we going to be talking about purpose. Purpose. The reason you exist. Another thing about me, what else I want y'all to know? Currently 24 years old. Currently living by myself. I just got a new apartment. It's downtown, super nice. Tall skyscrapers everywhere. It's crazy. I live near Michigan Avenue, so a lot of tourists always walking around, going to Zara, going to H&M, going to Forever 21. It's been a very good experience for me because I've been out of my environment for a couple of months now. So it just expanded my mind. I believe that whenever life is trying to expand you, it first shifts your atmosphere. In order to expand, nugget, write this down. In order to expand your mind, you first have to expand your atmosphere. In order to expand your faith, in order to expand your character, you have to grow in an area that is outside of your normal, that is outside of what you're used to. Because if you're used to being broke and you spend time with broke people and you spend time with broke mindsets and you spend time with people that make excuses why they broke and you spend time with people that don't want to work hard, don't want to grind, guess what you're going to be talking about? The same exact stuff. But if you change your atmosphere and you get around some big dreamers, some purpose-driven people, I'm helping somebody right now. Some purpose-driven people, some go-getters, some goal-setters, some people who don't make excuses, but they get up and they go chase their dreams, they go chase their purpose. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to fall in order. You're going to fall in line. That's just the way of life. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way of life. If I go hang out with a bunch of Caucasian people, guess what I'm gonna like? I'm gonna like hiking. I'm gonna like camping, right? I'm gonna like hiking. I'm gonna like camping. I'm going to like, you know, different things that white people like. No shame in y'all game, but y'all just like y'all like different stuff. I might be, you know, jumping out of planes this weekend. You never know with white people. There's always some type of adventure. But, you know, when I hang with Mexican people, you know, Hispanic people or Puerto Rican people, I might fall in love with Spanish rice. You know, I might fall in love with, you know, spicy food, right? I might, you know, learn how to dance or something. You know, you never know. If I hang out with black people, I'm definitely going to end up with a pair of Air Force Ones. I'm definitely going to end up with a pair of Jordans. We like to trip. We like fashion. We like to look good. That's just how it is. So your environment is going to always dictate who you become. Who you become. Your environment is always going to dictate who you become. Another thing about myself is I love the Bible. So I'm about to give y'all a Bible scripture right now. The Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So your atmosphere is always going to change your thoughts. And whatever you think about yourself, you are eventually going to become. If you think you're not going to amount to anything, you ain't going to accomplish nothing. But if you think you can be successful, if you think you can be wonderful, if you think you can be amazing, these are no cliches. These are psychological, scientific facts with proof and evidence that whatever you believe you can do, you are going to accomplish it, because your mind doesn't know the difference between what's fake and what's real. So if you tell it what's real, that's what's going to become your reality. So those are just a couple of things about me. I'm always going to pull up Bible scriptures on you. If you talk to anybody, I don't care where I'm at. I don't care if I'm at Target. I don't care if I'm at Walmart. I don't care if I'm at a baseball game. I love to talk about the Bible, man. I think the Bible is one of the strongest tools you can use if you're trying to grow. Whether you believe in it or not, that ain't none of my business, right? That's between you and you. That's between you and God. My prayer is my lifestyle or something I say will intrigue you to become curious about the Bible. But ultimately, I love the Bible because this is just to get to know me type of day. So that's what I'm just talking about, all of this stuff. But ultimately, I love the Bible because it just gives you a different perspective. The Bible is always going to give you a different perspective that regular mankind would never tell you to do. So if I have a problem with my coworker and we can't agree, we can't communicate, we can't get on the same page for nothing, and it is hindering our work. If I go tell my best friend what's going on at work, my best friend is going to say, get into it with this person. Cut this person off. Oh, he shouldn't be doing that. You should do this. But the Bible is always going to advocate for a bigger, here's the word, purpose. Purpose is always unity. The purpose is always togetherness. The purpose is always, forgiveness and kindness and compassion. It's not teaching me how to be a pushover or a butt kisser, but it's telling me, man, there's bigger stuff to focus on. One thing that I always like to say, you're going to hear me say this a lot, I got fish to fry. I got bigger fish to fry than to argue with you. I got bigger fish to fry than to be procrastinating on my dreams. Come on, you got bigger fish to fry than to be worrying about who like you, who don't like you, what they said about you, what they did not say about you, who with you, who ain't with you. You got bigger fish to fry. You got bigger fish to fry. And so what the Bible does is it always keeps me focused on the bigger picture, right? I got people to empower. I got people to motivate. I got people to inspire. And that's why I'm starting this YouTube podcast, so that you can continue to stay motivated, empowered, so that you can continue to stay inspired. I'm hoping that you are sparked to the point where you create something, you do something, you start the business, you start music, you start your podcast, you do something that will empower you, keep you consistent, as well as touching the lives of many other people, man. Many other people. That's why purpose is so important. That's why purpose is so essential. That's why purpose is the number one thing that will get you what you truly desire. Because a lot of us have desires, but you frustrated, you angry, you mad at the world because you don't have your desires. Well, truthfully, your desires are attracted to your purpose. Your purpose is looking for your desires, and your desires are looking for your purpose. But if your mindset is stuck in greed and needy and want, but it's not stuck in purpose, and I'm going to break down purpose for y'all today, actually. If it's not stuck in purpose, if your mindset is not focused on purpose, then what's for you can never get to you because your ego is in the way. I just said something right there. If you are focused on greediness, what you can get, what you can have, if life is all about you, then your desires, your greatness, your potential will never be able to get to you. Why? Because your ego is in the way. Your ego is in the way. So my point is, don't allow anything to get in the way of your purpose. Don't allow anybody to get in the way of your purpose. I'm hoping this is motivating you today. I'm hoping you listening to this at 6 in the morning before you about to go to the gym. Because what you need to understand before you lift your first weight is that if you are lifting weights without an intent behind it, without a purpose behind it, truthfully, you wasting your time. If your purpose isn't to get better, to get stronger, to get healthy, you wasting your time. If you waking up at 6 a.m. to go to the gym, to go look for girls, you wasting your time. Because let's be honest, it be some fine women in the gym. Let's be real. Ladies, hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, look, y'all be fine in that gym. And we don't be trying to look, but hey, y'all be looking good. Hey, I promise. Hey, listen to me. Y'all be, hey, look what I'm telling you. Hear me. Hey, we don't be trying to look, but hey, y'all be looking good. Dang, what y'all want us to do? Like, not look, be blind? Y'all want us to go to the gym and be blind? We got eyeballs. We gonna look. Dang. Stop coming to the gym fine if you don't want nobody to look. That's my problem. Like, women come to the gym basically in bra and panties and be like, why are all the men looking at me right now? You got on your bra and panties. Let's be real. That's a little sidebar. But listen, my point is, look, purpose, man. Purpose. So a couple of more things about me, man. Look, I love the Bible. I love all things sports. I love music. I actually write music. I make, uplifting, encouraging music. I just want people to be empowered. I want people to feel like they can run through brick walls. I want people to feel like they can overcome any obstacle, any odd in their way. Because in order to get to your purpose, that's what you're going to have to do. If you're not ready to run through a brick wall, you're going to stay confused all your life. You're going to stay angry all your life. You're going to stay pessimistic all your life. You're going to think the world hates you all your life. But you have to be willing and able to run through brick walls to get to your purpose. And if you're not ready to do that, you're listening to the wrong podcast. You listening to the wrong voice. I know my voice is not for everybody. My voice is for people that want to be multimillionaires. My voice is for people that want to impact the masses and the multitudes. My voice is for people that want to be influential in the right way. My voice is for people that want to grow and develop into something great and amazing. My voice is for people that's ready to wake up and conquer the world. My voice is for people that want to solve homelessness, that want to solve hunger, that want to solve issues and real problems. But in order to get to that, you got to be ready to run through brick walls. Are you ready to run through a brick wall? That's what you got to ask yourself. You should wake up every day and ask yourself, am I ready to run through a brick wall today? Am I ready to climb mountains today? Am I ready to persevere today? Because if you're not ready, then you need to get ready, especially if you want to be successful. You want to be successful in life, and you telling me you sleep all day? You want to be successful in life, and you telling me that you make excuses why you can't execute your vision? You telling me you want to be successful, and you spend all your time with your friends doing nothing. Sometimes you got to separate yourself in order to walk in your purpose. This is just a little warm-up video because we're going to dive into some deep stuff, but I just want y'all to get a feel for who I am, you know, what I do, what's the purpose, what's my plan, what's my intention behind this, because I'm not getting behind no camera for no reason. I don't got this microphone in my face for no reason. I don't got these lights on shining on me for no reason. But the truth of the matter is, I know that if I can reach one person, then I'm accomplishing my purpose. If I can inspire you right now to go do what it is you know you're supposed to be doing, I'm happy. I'm satisfied. I did what God has called me to do. And so I can't sit at home on a Friday night twiddling my thumbs. It's Friday night right now. It's Friday night. What time is it? 9 o'clock. And I'm pouring into you because I got purpose. I could be at the bars. I could be at Tao. You know, I could be at the nightclub down the street from my house. I could do that. I could go to, you know, go out to eat with all my friends and go laugh and hee ha ha and reminisce about the past and, oh my God, you remember when you dunked on dude? Oh my God, you remember when you got dunked on? You know, my friends, they laugh at me because one time I got dunked on real bad. It was real bad. It was bad. But my point is, listen to me. I gotta reach your soul. I gotta reach you. You're gonna be listening to this one day when you're depressed. You're gonna be listening to me one day when you don't know what to do next. And I believe God is gonna use me to speak a word into your life that will shift the trajectory of your journey. Because let's be honest, you've been going the wrong way for a long time. You've been scratching, you've been clawing, you've been confused, you've been depressed. Maybe you've even been suicidal. Maybe you've been so frustrated that you've been asking yourself, why am I even here? You've been making crazy statements like, you know, the world would be better off without me. That's what you've been saying to yourself. These are the thoughts that's been playing over and over and over and over in your head. Ask me how I know. Well, I'm glad you asked. Because that is the same season I used to be in. Those are the same thoughts I used to have. Let me take you back to my journey. Let me tell my story. Because if I don't tell my story, somebody else is going to try to tell it for me, and they always going to be inaccurate. So let me tell you my story. I take you back into my childhood when I was a pastor's kid. Grew up in the church. Both of my parents are ministers of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Yeah. And so I've always never really understood my life because I was always behind the scenes and I saw, you know, how church people treat pastors. I saw how religion can tear a family apart. I saw how disunity can become a cancer to a household. I saw people misuse and abuse the access that they had to my parents. I saw these things. And so it always made me look at people differently. It always made me not want to be around people. A lot of people be like, Prashant, why are you so isolated? Why are you so introvert? Well, I know people. I'm sorry. I know people. And so it distorted my view of people. And so as I grew up, I never really tried to go out my way to make friends. I never really tried to go out my way, you know, to be the greatest boyfriend. I never went out my way to be the greatest best friend, the greatest this, the greatest that. You know, I never really was relational because I understood how people can change on you. That's why I stayed to myself. And so because I stayed to myself, I really never understood, like, okay, why am I here? Like, and then I found my passion. My passion was sports. Baseball, I was a dog. I was a beast. A lot of people don't believe that, but in Little League, okay, so I was so good in 7th grade, the teams started to bring high school players to play in our games against us. Black people do some crazy things, I promise you. Black people do some crazy things, all right? So I fell in love with baseball. I fell in love with basketball next. I fell in love with football. And sports became my getaway from people. It became my escape. It became my purpose. It became everything that I looked forward to. It became my life. Especially when you grow up in black communities and you watching LeBron James and you watching Derrick Rose, prime Derrick Rose. Like, I watched him. I had his shoes. He was MVP. We were watching him in the playoffs. We were going crazy. We was having watch parties and all types of stuff. Prime Derrick Rose. I was a kid, right? And so I wanted to be like these people. I wanted the millions of dollars. I wanted, the competition. I wanted to travel around the world. These were my dreams. These were my aspirations. This was my purpose. Oh my God, I wanted to get so rich so that I can buy my mom a house. I wanted to be a millionaire so I could build my dad a church. I'm like, yo, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Have you ever been ignited by something that you love? Have you ever been ignited by your art? What inspires you? What's your passion? So, of course, I lived the perfect black man dream. Like, this was my life. I played sports. I went to a phenomenal high school where it was filled and full of resources. The coaches poured into me. They loved me. I played more minutes than a lot of people. Football, I never left the field. I started both ways on varsity. My junior year I played. My sophomore year I could have played varsity, but I never went to the weight room. I was lazy. My bad, Coach Horstler. I supposed to have been there. My fault. If you're listening to this, my bad. That's my beef. Junior year is when I started at corner back. Yeah. And then senior year, Senior year is when I started on offense at wide receiver and defense at, it was outside linebacker. We called it dog. And this is crazy because there were no disrespect at all. I mean no harm when I say this in case this person is listening. There was an individual who made it to the NFL. He's in the NFL right now. Shout out to him. He's in the NFL right now. And I started in a position that he was supposed to be starting in. That season, the coaches picked me to play over him. And he's in the NFL right now. I'm not saying I would have made it to the NFL. I'm not saying I'm better than him. What I'm saying is that's how blessed I was, right? As an athlete. So I was living a black man dream. I got out the hood. I went to a Chicago suburban school. It was a lot of pretty women there. You know what I mean? It was a lot of opportunity there. And I made it all the way to college. I made it all the way to college. Now, I could have went to a Division I school, but my grades wasn't good. My ACT wasn't good. But there were Division I schools looking at me. I went on a couple of Division I visits. This is for football. I went on a couple of Division I visits to schools such as Northern Iowa. Indiana State was looking at me. These are D1 football schools. And they kind of passed on me because once they found out what my grades was looking like, woo! Woo! Yeah. If you're listening to me right now, you in high school playing sports, look, focus on your grades, bro. But my point is this. I ended up getting to a Division II football program, Davenport University. Cheated on my ACT. That's how I got there because I didn't want to go JUCO. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to be real. That's what you're going to get from me. So, did that, and I had made it all the way up to second string as a freshman. If you know anything about football, that's an incredible accomplishment. And I believe that I was on pace to start the next season. I'm in college. I made it. I made it out the hood. I escaped gun violence. I escaped gangs. I escaped all the stereotypes and statistics that they say black men will never accomplish anything. I escaped the grave. I dodged prison. I was in a PWI. Black man playing football, right? I made it. I made it. Until I didn't make it. After the first semester, after the first season, I get an email. I get an email that says, "Sir, Mr. Breeshawn Wilkerson, Mr. Second String Cornerback, sir, Mr. About to get your business administration bachelor's degree. Sir, you owe Davenport University $9,000. If you do not pay this $9,000, you will be extracted your meal plan. All the free food you've been eating, let us get that back." Yeah. After your meal plan is taken, we're also going to take your room and board. Yeah, that nice twin-size bed you've been sleeping on, we want that back too. You know? And so I was shell-shocked. I had a teenage life crisis. Yeah, teenage life crisis. I was 18 years old when this happened. Of course, we didn't have the money. You want $9,000 right now? You want 9 bands right now? That's a down payment on a Range Rover. Golly. I'm supposed to be the man. I'm supposed to be your guy. You don't know who I am? I'm Breeshawn. I'm the man. You know when your ego starts speaking. I'm the man. When your pride starts speaking. I'm the guy. I'm Mr. Football. You don't know me? I made it out. I'm from Chicago. You don't know where I'm from? I'm in Grand Rapids, Michigan. This ain't nothing. I'm from the West Side. We in Grand Rapids. What you mean $9,000? Did you know that the average American today cannot afford a $1,000 emergency? I want you to think about that. Did you know that the average American cannot afford right now a $1,000 emergency? That the average American right now does not have $1,000 in their savings. And so this shook my world because my world was sports. I had this dream that I don't know how, but I'm going to make it to the NFL. I had this deep in my core. I had this deep in my spirit. I was hungry for it. It's the only thing that I wanted because I wanted to travel around the world and play sports. I wanted the clout. I wanted the fame. I wanted the money. I wanted it all. I wanted to be an NFL player. And what happened was my dreams were crushed. My purpose was crushed. My life was crushed. Everything was just crushed. What do you do when you have everything, wake up to an email and lose everything? What do you do when you have it all and then lose it all? Where do you go next? What do you do? Who can you go to? Can you ask somebody right now for $9,000? Can you pick up your phone right now and ask somebody, I need $9,000 today? Because I didn't. And so my life, and maybe you can, God bless you. My life was crushed before my eyes because my purpose was football. I got to get my mama out the hood. I gotta make my family live a better life, right? My life was football. That's the only thing I was focused on. And it was snatched completely out of my hands. And I went into a deep episode of depression, a deep episode of anxiety, because what in the world do I do next? I don't want to sit behind no cubicle all my life. These are my prayers. God, what am I going to do? I don't want to sit and have no boss all my life tell me what to do, tell me when to clock in, when to clock out, when to take your lunch. I don't want that for my life. That's not what I had planned for my life. That's not what I had purposed for my life. That wasn't my vision, to work corporate America. No disrespect to anybody that does that. Thank God for you. But as for me, that was not my vision. Wear a suit and tie to work? No, that wasn't me, dog. God blessed me with athletic ability that I wanted to cash in on. And that was snatched from me. That was taken from me due to circumstances outside of my control. What do you do when God puts you in a situation outside of your control? What do you do when life puts you in a situation outside of your control? This is something you cannot control. I was dependent on my parents to make sure I made it through school. I was dependent on my family to make sure I made it through school. I was dependent on myself to make sure that I did the work on the field and off the field to make sure that I made it through school. What do you do when your life is no longer in your hands? You got to figure it out. I was depressed. I was anxious. I was pessimistic. I started drinking. I never drank before. I started drinking. I had fun too. I'm not sitting here acting like I ain't had fun. Your boy was partying. Hey, your boy was partying every weekend. Think about it. You ain't got no school because I couldn't go to class. So you know, I didn't have class. I didn't have no homework. The only thing I was looking forward to while I was still there is going to a party. I was going to go hang out with the girls. I was going to go hang out with my guys. I was looking forward to drinking. I was having a blast. I promise you I was having a blast. I started getting high. When I tell you I was getting fried, y'all, I was getting fried and having fun. I'm not sitting here acting like I wasn't having fun. I was having a blast. I promise you. It was like, yo, I was missing out. You know, because I was Mr. Cool Athlete. I ain't hang out with all the smokers and the drinkers. And, you know, I got I got to grind. You know, I got to grind. I got to get it. You know, I got somewhere to be. I won't smoke, I won't drink. But when that depression hit, yeah. When that fear hit, yeah. Yeah. I started drinking. I started smoking. You know, I had to do something to take away my pain. I had to do something to take away what I was feeling because I could not put my energy on the field. And so I needed somewhere to put my energy. Girls. Knowing I'm immature, knowing I'm not ready to be in a relationship, knowing that I'm still broken. Continuing to be in relationship after relationship after relationship, hurting women for no reason. Hurting them for no reason. See, we don't like to talk about, we need to address this more, the mental health of athletes that careers are over. We don't address that. When your life is sports and then tomorrow your life is no longer sports. There's a strong episode of depression that comes on these athletes that we never address. And I'm not here to talk about mental health. I'm just here to conversate today. I want y'all to get to know me. I'm telling my story. Because if I don't tell it, somebody will. So I'm going to tell it. Right? I was a mess. I was depleted. I didn't have no energy. I didn't know what to do with myself. And so I began to pray. I remember I asked God, I said, God, I don't know why this is happening to me because my pastors are parents. My parents are pastors. My parents are pastors, God. If anybody's supposed to be making it, it's supposed to be your boy. Not these people who don't know God. God's supposed to protect you, right? God's supposed to provide for you. If anybody's supposed to be making it and successful, it's supposed to be the pastor's kid. Am I right or am I wrong? At least that's what I thought. And so I began to ask God, what is going on with my life? And I remember this prayer I prayed. I didn't realize then what I was praying. Now I realize what my soul was saying to God. I said, God, this can't be real. This can't be my life. Matter of fact, you can't be real because I'm going through this. And then I said, God, if you are real, show me. I remember that vividly. I know where I was. I know what I was looking at. I was in the car driving. And I said, God, if you are real, I need you to show me. And I promise you, that's when God began to speak to me. Or at least that's when I began to open up my ears and hear God. Because God always speaks to us. It's just a matter of, are you listening? Right? Are you watching the signs? And so I'm like, God, if you're real, you need to let your boy know now. And so God began to show me how real he really was. God began to order my steps, and I began to find myself in places that I normally would not have found myself. I moved out of my dad's house and I moved back in with my mom. And she was attending this church across the street from her house. And I began to be like, okay, I ain't got nothing better else to do. I'm going to go to church too. Because I wanted to experience God. And so I began to start going to Bible class every Wednesday. I was in Bible class because I was trying to learn more about who am I? What's my identity? What am I supposed to be doing? I was trying to learn more about God. I was trying to learn more about myself. I'm checking the timer because I don't want to be too long. I was trying to figure out what in the world am I supposed to be doing. And God began to speak to me through his word, through my pastor, through the prophets, God began to use them to speak to me, to show me what my purpose is. And here's what I found out. I found out that my purpose is connected to people. Your purpose is always connected to people. I started researching purpose about 2018, so I'm about 4 years in now, just researching purpose. And here's what I found out about purpose. I found out that if you are not effectively carrying someone's burden, then you are not efficiently carrying your purpose. Can I say that again? I want to say that one more time. If you are not effectively carrying someone's problem, someone's pain, someone's issue, someone's burden, then you are not efficiently carrying your personal purpose. Because purpose is always connected to helping somebody, assisting somebody. And the reason why you're not walking in your purpose is because you refuse to help somebody. And this is even why you mad at God right now. This is why you mad at the world. This is why you mad at yourself. It's because you can't figure out why you're hurting. You can't figure out why your life seems to suck. You cannot figure out why in the world does my life not add up to my dreams. I've been working hard. I've been meeting people. I've been networking. I started the business. I did this and I did that. I followed every single step that the life skill gurus tell me to take. 7 steps to a better me. I did all 7 steps and my life is still horrible. I'm still not making no money. I'm still not experiencing opportunities. I still can't travel. I'm in debt People don't like me. Matter of fact, I don't even like myself. What is going on? The truth of the matter is, God will always send you in situations to show you what it's like to be in the shoes of the person you are going to have to reach. The reason why you're depressed right now is because God is going to heal you, and God is then going to use you to help people who are depressed. The reason why you may have been raped or molested is because God is going to heal you and then send you to people who are in the midst of the same situation that you just came out of. That's the key. That's the answer. And so I need you to understand that you have a purpose. I need you to understand that what you're going through is not for no reason. I need you to recognize that what you're going through is going to be utilized for a greater reason. So do me a favor, begin to figure out what can you learn from the situations you've been through. What can you learn from your pain? What can you learn from your problems? What can you learn from your situations? Because it's on you to figure out how to use these lessons to help somebody else, to teach somebody else, to train somebody else. Because God is trying to develop compassion on the inside of you. He's trying to put you in the shoes of somebody that you're going to have to help. And so don't be mad. Don't be angry. Don't be frustrated. Matter of fact, I take that back. Be mad. Be angry. Be frustrated. Because if you thought walking in purpose was going to be easy, you thought wrong. Woo. If you thought walking out your purpose was going to be easy, you thought wrong. Many of you listening to me right now, your actual purpose is to become a multimillionaire and break the curse of poverty off of your bloodline. If you think becoming a multimillionaire is going to be easy, you're thinking wrong. Many of you are called to be doctors and lawyers, the first one in your family to prove to the rest of your lineage that it's possible. If you think 13 years of school to learn how to do brain surgery is going to be easy, you are thinking wrong. If you think 7 years of law school is going to be easy, you are thinking wrong. You got people you're going to have to compete with. You got people that's going to want your spot. You got people you're going to have to beat. Your resume is going to have to be better than everybody else's. You're going to need a supernatural grace on your life. That's why it's important to have a relationship with God. That's why it's important. And so I feel like wrapping up. I think I'm done. I think y'all learned a lot about me. Listen, Paid on Purpose is a faith-centric life and business coaching program. I created this for men and women all across the world to help people discover their purpose, develop a business, and dominate life. I believe that it's imperative that you get paid on purpose, that you're intentional about your wealth. You're intentional about your purpose, because you're going to use your money to solve somebody's issue. You're not going to use your money to look your nose down at everybody and think you better than everybody. No. The reason why you was homeless is because you're going to build homeless shelters one day. The reason why you went hungry for so long and God allowed it to happen is because you're going to build food pantries for somebody one day. The reason why it's so hard for you to travel and you have this burning desire to go and get your passport and travel the world is because you're going to travel the world helping people in Africa and in Japan and in Haiti. And you're going to go to these third world countries and utilize your wealth to bring resources that they never thought that they would imagine to see. you're going to be a walking, talking, breathing, well-dressed, well-spoken miracle. And if you're listening to me, if you're subscribing to my voice, then that will be the result that you encounter. So do me a favor, like this, comment, subscribe. You know how all the YouTubers do. Go ahead, go through all the lists. Listen, my social media is my name, Breshawn Wilkerson. That's on Facebook. You're going to find me on Facebook. You're going to find me on Instagram. I'm going to be dropping these podcasts, listen, every single Monday. We're going to be talking about purpose. We're going to be talking about business and entrepreneurship. We're going to be talking about God. We're going to be talking about how to walk in your calling. We're going to be having expert guests on. Listen, my first guest is actually going to be my mother. I cannot wait to have her on. This is when we're going to talk about prospering in your purpose. That's in a couple of weeks. That's a little sidebar. But listen, this is a life-changing miracle that you don't want to miss. This podcast is going to be your favorite. This podcast, even saying faith, is going to be the best podcast that you listen to. I have something in me that you need. So before you start your day, while you're running the treadmill at the gym, make sure you turn me on. All right? I'm out. I want y'all to have a blessed one. All right. See y'all soon. Do me a quick favor before you scroll, before you leave, like, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel right now. Once you're done doing that, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, where you will continue out this journey of empowerment, purpose, and wealth. My name is Breshawn Wilkerson, and I'm going to see you very soon.